the idea of this is to kind of project reality by programming myself and then being the thing that I program. I think that, like with this is a computing interface. You know, once you have computing, once you mix the interface with kinesthetics, that's a different way of interacting with the computer. I haven't gone out on the street on purpose to play in like 2 years, so I'm really, and it's, you know, it's going to be more drum-like than sax-like, which is going to be interesting. I like the idea of twisting up someone's idea of what jazz is, because once it gets too predictable, it loses its magic.
Because there was a time when jazz really freaked people out.
Yes, it's like during World War II, in New York, there was, you know, they weren't allowing any clubs to play music in that time, and so all these great jazz musicians just kind of shedded in basements and like invented bebop and like a dozen other variations on jazz at that time. We live in an age that's after the year 2000. You know, we've got 2-3 generations that have grown up on predominantly electronic music, and all of the cultural shifting that's brought. So it's interesting to investigate what type of a jazz form would actually be able to drop into that and proliferate, you know, and propagate itself.
Eventually I have 2 hands, but right now I only got 1.
So what else is it besides what you're doing?
Well, the thing is, the keys will be working, but right now they ain't working yet.
But you do make music.
Yeah.
Wrote a song, music, made music off of it?
No, this was new.
Okay.
I don't even know how to play it yet.
Oh, okay. Do you play music instrument?
They're freaking warm. So why have we settled for beats that only cover up bad breath instead of getting rid of it? We deserve better, like breath singers. It's on push. While you're riding met with new breath singers. It's the overachieving mint.
What you got, a battery pack? I know you got them 2 things on the side. You can add another piece to it. This right here?
Yeah, that's the RCA.
Uh-huh.
And you got like the same like ports like you got on your computer, like USB ports.
Right.
You got all those back there. And see all these pins here?
Uh-huh.
You can hook stuff up to that.
8th grade education.
Hook up with LEDs.
8th grade education. Ask them questions about technology.
Saying, man, that's how we do it. That's how we got to do
8th
it.
grade education. There you go. I like it. I mean, I really do. I really do like it.
Well, next time I see you, you might have your own raspberry.
Yeah.
Your own computer.
I tell him, this is my grandson, because I'm sure tell him about it.
Sun Ra had a future projection protocol. He said black kids need to learn by hieroglyphs. You know, they need the statues. They learn differently. He was saying that back in the 40s and 50s. Now, people are starting to pay it attention. But, I mean, for instance, I use Pure Data to do my programming with. It's a very low-level program. It's graphical. It's real time. It's down to numbers and addition. If you could do you could do AI with nothing but number boxes and additions, right? So the thing is, if I had been introduced to Pure Data at 10 years old, I would have gravitated to it instantly. Music, especially in Africa, most of the cultures there, the drum is integral to the communication. And the drum is the basis of binary computing. It's a 4-bit sequence. On, off, on, on, right? So you have the basis of binary computing there. And it has dialect, and it has, intention. It has all of these, subtleties of language, all the subtleties of each village's drummer's voice. That's what I see Afrofuturism needing to be. And, just another entertainment. That's, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm not playing clubs and stuff anymore. I mean, could you imagine how retarded this shit could be if I stayed in the music industry? Cyberman! Hey, Cyberman, come on. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Look, I got lights on my hands. No. It has to evolve out of that shit.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is all this? Because I saw
That's
you
what I
doing
was
it,
saying.
and
Yeah,
I was
that's what I
like,
was saying.
what
Yeah,
is he doing?
exactly. Right. That's really awesome, man.
I wanted to design a system that I could, to just make music. I don't know. I think stuff like this. I like stuff like this, but I think it's music is more powerful than a stage. For me, it's surround sound.
Yeah.
I've designed it to be surround sound, so I use it to program myself.
Huh.
It's basically to say, look, we can do something else. We don't have to go to war with each other to keep our economies afloat. That's just, people are gonna hate. That's just one of the things that we do. But we can do some other shit too. We can, that's the experiment. Can we wear the music? I mean, our brains are musical. Our brains are not verbal. Our prefrontal cortex does not send words to our occipital lobe or to our visual cortex. It does that in rhythms of brain waves, just going in a wave pattern all over this thing, right? We can do something else. We can do a whole bunch of something else's. And I don't know, I'm in my 40s now. I've already done the stage. I've already done all that stuff. Let's do the other things. Let's do that other shit. Honestly, if we're going to the moon, let's fucking go to the moon. Let's live underwater. Let's live in balloons in the sky. Let's make that shit happen. Actually, let's just do it right now. We got all the fucking information. It's all right there. I mean, I don't want to, all the other stuff, I don't even want to give that shit. I don't even want to think about fighting the good fight and all that. That's stupid shit for aggressive people. We can do something else.
Once you start using sound to change your own neurology, you start tying together brain regions that weren't necessarily tied together before so closely and so easily, which changes the reality that you project. I'm not the only one, it's just that, I've given myself time and space, and I can live in a basement with an extension cord and be completely happy, which allows me to explore what I want to explore. version, you know, it's bulky, and because I'll tell you one thing I have noticed in the year of wearing this and all of that, is the number of people who want it to be cute. They want, oh, can you make that less bulky, less, you know? And I'm like, neither you nor I even know what it is yet. We don't know what it is. Why does it have to be cute now? I don't know, I'm just kind of at that age where it's like, not much really does it for me anymore. That's why I don't go out. I just work on my shit. I used to have dreams as a child. Oh, I've always had crazy dreams that usually come true. But one of them was that I was not going to die in that way. But I always looked at this as kind of a chrysalis state. Somehow I will dissolve into one of my constructs. I don't understand that process yet. But if ever there was an era to be alive in that is a possibility, it's right now.